Hey guys, happy
Hi
New
guys.
Year.
Visuals, we're here.
Happy New Year and welcome back to season 2 with Figuring It Out with Grace and Kaylee. I'm not gonna lie, it's exciting and equally super weird to know that some of you may be watching the video version of this. Like we said in our last episode, we are so excited to bring video to life so you can join us in this adventure. And for those of you who are just listening, I want to let you know that I brushed my hair just for you. You can't see it, but
I did too. And I have a hairbrush here with me
ah!
and that's like big for me because I only wear gym clothes.
Yeah, Kaylee and I agreed this is going to be good for our mental health.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, we are so excited to get back to the podcast. And Kaylee has a very detailed, informative, and relevant topic for this new year and our first episode of season 2.
Yes. I'm so excited. Okay, so with the new year just happening, there's a lot of resolutions of losing weight, right? And for someone who has lost 42 pounds, and
Taking
I
on
think 6 months, I thought to give some quality, quantity, beautiful, doable tips for everyone.
We love tips, we love the details, we want the step by step. But before we get into the nitty gritty, I want
Mm-hmm.
to back it up. I
Okay.
want you to explain to our audience what would you say your lifestyle was before you decided to go on this journey and lose 42 pounds and totally change your life?
Yeah. So I was, I drank a lot. Um, Not in like I'm gonna wake up and like have a vodka drink kind of vibe, but when I went out, I totally enjoyed my wine. Who doesn't? Um, And there was just a moment in time. I was a mother, or I am a mother, a wife, and I was sick of seeing myself overweight. Like I was just sick of seeing the pictures of me and my kids where I didn't want to put it up on my wall because I was over looking like this, feeling like this. I felt like shit. I was doing the work mentally. So that's where I was like, all right, let's fucking do this. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I've gotten to the level in my head to where I was ready to take on like the physical task.
I know I can relate to that lifestyle and mindset. And I feel like there are a lot of people listening who can either relate to being in that lifestyle like right now or
Yeah.
having gone through that phase in their life. I mean, throughout time, right? When you're experiencing the ups and downs, do you feel like you ever suffered from like body dysmorphia? I know you mentioned you're sick of looking at yourself like that. Was that something you ever struggled with mentally?
Totally. So, okay, growing up, like me and Grace went to the same school. The girls, I would say maybe the popular girls, were all very tall and fit and beautiful. And I felt short and round. And all the boys I had crushes on liked these tall, beautiful, fit bitches. Just kidding. They were beautiful, rightfully so. But I don't think there wasn't social media wasn't really a thing. And well, MySpace, I guess. But influencers and people that now I think it's so great. You could go look at a bigger woman and who's taking care of herself and know that that body is beautiful as well. But then in that mindset of school, seeing these women, I was definitely insecure. Um, yeah, I would eat a lot to, I remember coming home from school, and I would come home by myself because my parents work, and I would just like get into the little Debbie snacks. And like that's what I would eat. And now thinking back, I'm like, oh my God, no, don't do that. But I mean,
I remember the little Debbie chocolate with
I
the
see them at the store and I say, You were you were fun at one time. Now I can't have you. Or I
Okay.
don't want you. I
I
can
know.
have you, but
Yeah.
I don't want you.
Different
Deb.
choices for sure. So, as like you said, Kaylee and I went to high school together. Shout out to the beautiful girls at Friendswood High School. No shame. We just didn't look like you. We had round faces. It's a different ball game. Some of you
Yeah.
maybe.
We carry our weight in our face and our booty and our hips, which now that we're grown women, we're like, fuck yeah, youth in our face.
Yeah.
Give us a booty.
Yeah.
But back then, it's hard, as a young girl who's just growing up, we're like, no, I want to be that tall. I want to have that hair color.
Totally. And that's why I asked, because especially during that time of our life, the it's true now too, but the ideal woman we saw on magazine covers definitely did not look like us.
Yeah.
So, as someone that went through this journey kind of with you at that age, what do you think of diet pills to aid weight loss? I know we mutually knew of a lot of girls, especially in high school, early college, who use diet pills or Adderall to kind of like combat the freshman 15 or to get down to a size that was unrealistic to their body.
Right. Okay. So coming from like me and Grace definitely partaked in like the diet pill game.
Yeah.
Um, as an athlete, as someone who does physique competitions, yes, there's a time and place, which I think diet pills are okay if you're getting ready for the competition. But as someone who's strictly lifestyle or a young girl trying to lose weight and get healthy, no, hell no. Like, stay away from those. You don't need those. If you're just lifestyle wanting to be healthy and lose weight, it's not a quick fix. It's not a good habit to start. And they're not even going to work if you're eating fucking McDonald's every day. Like, you have to actually put the work in. So, no,
I love
pass on the diet pill
that. Yeah.
unless you're, an athlete, which I get it, but
Totally. I think, responsibility, being able to use them responsibly and for the right occasion or the appropriate time, but not just to like quick fix. And
yeah.
speaking of quick fixes, I mean, you did say we did. I was also cracked out on diet pills at that age. I like literally didn't sleep for 2 days. And that's when it was like a wake up call, like, oh my God, I have to get off of these. At
Like,
least I
this
have
is
like,
bad.
this is
And
bad.
we just walked in the store and got them.
It's crazy how easy it is
And
to
we're
get
like, what,
on them.
16?
Literally. I remember actually, and then I ordered them. I ordered some online too, and I put them on my parents' credit card. My mom had to sit down with me and I was like, "You're beautiful, but like if this is what you think you need," like she was trying to understand, side conversation for a different day. But talking about quick fixes, during this journey before you started your competition, just living your life, did you ever try and lose weight before? And was it successful or how long did it last? What did that experience look like for you?
So, weight loss to me, like I said, since high school, I guess, like freshman year, it's like I gained, like I said, a lot of my weight in my face. And that was a huge insecurity. So, what I would do to lose weight, and honestly, it didn't even work because like I couldn't last this long doing this, but I would just not eat, and not like full blown anorexia, but like I thought like being hungry was the way to do it. And I, like 16 or 17, I had like this phase where I would throw up after I ate. And yeah, it's crazy to think of a 16-year-old doing that. Oh, God. Like, just saying it out loud now is, I've worked through it, and I haven't done it since I was 16, 17. And I knew doing it, like, it was not right. And I couldn't continue to keep doing this because it was so easy. But yeah, I did that. But I never really yo-yo dieted. So I did try keto when I was like 19 for like 3 days. And I was like, I'm not fucking eating this cheese. No, I don't want to do this. This is greasy ass burger. This makes me feel like shit. But definitely, not eating the amount of calories my body needed. And if I did overeat, I would just throw it up sometimes. And that was about So 17 is when I got into the gym. So before I got into the gym, that was like my habits.
Definitely. And I think, I know you said it is crazy to think about a 16-year-old doing it, but it's unbelievably relatable. The amount of friends I talk to, and myself included, that have like dabbled in some type of eating disorder, honestly, to try
Yeah.
and to lose weight. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's a lack of knowledge, as well as like we're still obsessed with a quick fix before
Quick
like
fix.
getting
That's
into
like
the
the
gym.
biggest thing in like the health, industry, and something that I want to help women to see, like, this, no, like, we're not doing this. We're going to like be healthy for long term, and we're going to teach our children, and we're going to teach our family. The quick fix is never going to work.
Totally. And honestly, it's like a hard pill to swallow, I think, for a lot of people. And at some point in my life, like myself too, because we go through these waves of like feeling really dedicated, quitting, going back and forth. I think we've all been through our own personal cycle with our body. So I'm really excited for you to break it down, like the details. How are we going to get people inspired? But I want to know, what was the trigger or catalyst really
Yeah.
behind this lifestyle change that you've made last? It's not just a quick thing that you had. You've literally kept the weight off. You've maintained this insane physique.
Hopefully it'll be a pro physique by the end of
Yeah,
2023. Anyways,
manifesting.
I manifest it every day. Okay, so the moment I could remember is it was Mother's Day, and we were out. My sister-in-law, our families are really close, my brother, and we were swimming at the river because we live by rivers. And I was drinking a beer, and I had pizza, and I had already been thinking it, and I had told my husband that I was going to do a show, but I hadn't said it. And I told my sister-in-law, I'm going to do a show. I'm doing a show. And everyone knew what I meant because I've been obsessed with this since I was, 17 in the gym. It's something I researched. I always kept up with it. So everyone was like, okay, she's doing a show. So I hired my coach, and the rest is history. I was drinking every weekend. I just felt like shit. I was tired. I remember like literally I would sit down and like touch my belly rolls and like play with them, like girl, like I had like, that's like I remember all of this. I remember the picture. I will actually post the picture
Okay.
of the day that I decided to do my show, and that was going to be my last meal, my last beer, I was done.
Do you remember White Chicks when she's in the dressing room and she's like,
I literally was her, but I wasn't. I would literally just sit down and like feel my belly, like, and feel all the rolls and be like, holy shit, like, when did this happen?
right? Because it
And like give
accumulates.
myself grace
Yeah. But then
because I
I think,
had 3 kids, but like,
yeah.
but even so, I mean, the women that don't have kids, like, it just happens, life happens, and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? And I
Well,
think that was the moment.
I think mentally too, it's the how the fuck do I get here? And then also that's kind of what's defeating, to feel like, wow, now I have so far I have to go to get back into shape. So I think it's that fear of failure, right?
Yeah.
And I'm curious. So this time, you're dedicated, you're like, fuck my roles. I'm so excited to try and really commit to something. How did you combat that fear of failure of starting something and then quitting? And how did you really know that this time would be different? I'm curious of the mindset that it really took to get to this place.
So throughout like my fitness journey, like the ups and downs since I learned resistance training, I always called it my fire. And sometimes I would feel my fire and sometimes I wouldn't. And this time my fire was the like highest heat I've ever felt. I was like, there, quitting to me, there was no option in quitting. There was no option in failing. I was getting on that stage. I told myself I tried to do shows twice in the past, when my firstborn was like 6 months, and I just wasn't in the right mindset. But I knew it was time, and I knew I was getting on that stage. and I have like tons of pictures. I make sure not to delete any of my pictures. I started my fitness Instagram and I was like 100, I was overweight, and I was like, I called it Kaylee Fit Horn. Like, no, bitch, this is gonna be me. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
So failure wasn't an option for me.
Do you feel like sharing with your friends and family and kind of letting everyone know was also motivating? Like it kind of held you accountable, or was it solely like internal, this is me, I'm doing it, I don't care about anyone else?
I think it was more, well, it was first getting my mind right. Um, I have shared I did struggle, or I do struggle with anxiety and depression. And now, there's just a whole different world that I see now that I don't have to just deal with it. So I got over that and I was at the level of like, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anything holding me back. And I would say, like, tip one,
Yeah,
make
let's
sure.
let's go into the tips. I'm like
Okay.
looking
Okay.
back. Okay, so Kay, you have I think what 8 tips for us today?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna break these down for you guys. We'll make a step by step, like a visual, so you can glue it to your mirror. Kaylee, let's get the ball rolling. Let's start with tip one.
I would say tip one first. Well, this will be a 2-for-1 tip.
Ha.
Get your mind right. So, like, if you're suffering from depression or anything, talk therapy is something I highly recommend. Um, Second is full hormone panel blood work. Make sure your body is in working order. There's things that you could be deficient in that are causing depression or causing weight gain, or weight loss. There's just so much there, that you just need to check, make sure everything is good and in the clear. Tip two, I would say, this is when I started meditating. So you don't have to but a spiritual practice, if you enjoy church, if you feel good in church, if you feel good meditating on a mat in the morning, if you feel good going on a walk in nature, like whatever that spiritual practice is for you.
Love it.
And with the meditating is like the manifestation. So on your walk, manifesting what you want your life to look like, what you want to feel like. Detail, detail, detail.
So for your first tip about, getting your mind right for a hormone panel, if I'm just your average Jane or Joe and I want to get my hormone panel done, can I just Google this, like hormone testing, or how should I go about doing that?
So, you can go to your general doctor and request, let me pull up um what I would like y'all to request if you're going for a full hormone panel.
You guys, while Kaylee pulls this up, she told me about her hormone panel experience, and I was obviously, following her tips, right, to get my life in order. So I went to Forum Health was the clinic that I use, or many clinics, but she's going to tell us what exactly we want to get tested for. And it was an easy experience, a one-time cost. The doctor then walked me through. Now I'm on the supplements I need. You guys, I literally have been on the supplements for 2 weeks at the time, and I physically could tell the difference in my body. I felt so much better.
Yeah, like, it's everything. And it's crazy like how many women had just had kids or whatever, and they don't even, like, that should be okay, it's time to like check your hormones, but it really isn't. And when I went and got my blood work, I had my doctor, he was like, you're young, you don't need this. Like, and I had my sister-in-law do it as well, and both of our numbers were off.
It's
But
insane.
but you can go to your primary care and request a hormone panel, estrogen, progesterone test, free test, total thyroid, T3, T4, TSH. That is the full hormone panel.
We will put that in the
We'll
notes.
link it.
We'll put it in the notes, and I'll also make a pretty Canva for you guys so you could have a visual of it as
Oh,
well.
beautiful. That's
Okay.
exciting.
Your second tip was, to create a clear vision of your goal, part of your spiritual practice manifestation. For this goal, did you write it down? Do you do a vision board? Are you just like affirming yourself with it? How was it that you were keeping this goal at the top of your mind?
So, because I have a crazy ass best friend named Grace, she
Hey.
made me go and write down all my goals. Was that last year?
Yeah, we have to do it again. It was
I can't
literally
wait to
last year.
look.
Yeah.
So I did that, but honestly, I'm a visual. So everything I want, I picture it. Like I picture me and my husband's dream house like every day. I picture me winning my pro card every day. I don't care if I'm fucking 70, like your girl's gonna be a pro. Um, so I pictured that weight loss. I pictured my body on stage. I pictured everything I wanted. And of course, that's different for everyone, what they manifest and what they want. But I'm just a visual person. So even visualizing like the feeling of being on the stage, the smell of the tan, like all of that stuff, that good stuff.
Yeah, you can actually go back to season 1. We did an episode about manifestation, and it is like proven that your brain will hyper focus on the details and it's more likely to come to fruition. If you actually do what Kaylee's saying by focusing on the hyper details, the smell of the spray tan, y'all, which for some is really, really appealing and for some is nasty as hell.
I
So
stayed at Grace's house and had my spray tan on. She
I
was a
loved
trooper,
it.
though. I'm
I
like, I need
loved
my
it.
own sheets because I don't want to stain your sheets.
I loved it. My partner literally walked in after we had left and he was like, there's like a smell in here, like a stench. I was like, yeah, it's egg whites and spray tan. Welcome to the party. Okay. So we've had our hormones tested. We've got our goal top of mind. What's next?
So, hiring a coach or having an accountability partner. If I didn't hire my coach, can't say that I would have done it. I don't know. I don't think I would have if I didn't have my coach. I checked in with her, or I still have her. I check in with her every week. She keeps me on track. I text her when I'm feeling down or hungry. Just having that accountability partner, whether that be your friend or whoever.
Totally. I am lucky to have Kaylee as my accountability partner slash coach.
Love
So
that.
I understand and would not underestimate the power of telling someone what your goals are and letting them like actually keep you honest. It's incredibly meaningful and impactful.
Mhm.
So, and this could be, when you say coach too, I know you're an athlete, but this is also like a trainer, right? Like any type
Right.
of someone to guide you. So, what are the top 3 things you feel like your coach does that contributed to your success in this journey of losing 42 pounds?
42.
Dang.
Um, so I also am a health coach for lifestyle clients.
Yes.
And I would say if you're going to hire a health coach or any type of coach, do your research first. Make sure, they understand maybe your lifestyle. They understand. You don't want someone to give you the same plan as they're giving someone else. They're just passing out plans. Don't, it's not, everyone's different. It's just not going to work all the time. Hey, maybe it will, but like there's a slight chance that like your body is just not going to react to the same diet that whoever else, lost 50 pounds on. I like to say Sally lost 50 pounds on the Atkins. It doesn't mean your body will do the same thing. So
It's
finding someone
true.
who knows you are your own person, you have schedules that are crazy, you have kids, you have blah, blah, blah. Someone who's going to listen to you and
Yeah.
understand you. Yeah.
Like if I want to have a piece of chocolate every single day, like someone's going to have to work that into my plan. Grace gets a bar, like a square of chocolate or
I
whatever.
have chocolate every
That's
day.
what I'm saying. And I think too, it's so crazy. Like we are as personalized now as a community that we personalize our hair care. We personalize like every little detail because we're finally under the understanding that we're all so unique. So why wouldn't you have a customized approach to, your health? It's
Yeah.
blows my brain. I whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you're not hiring a coach, if you're, strapped for cash or
Yeah.
just that's not your jam and you're gonna have an accountability buddy instead. So you've decided no coach, I'm gonna ask someone to be my accountability partner. What are some suggestions you would recommend to our audience of things you should do for like what should we ask of our accountability partner to do for us?
I would say check in with them every week at the same day, same time, virtual check ins or like a Friday meetup to work out. Having someone like as serious as you are about your goal. So if you have someone who's like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, totally. But like has better things to do on the day that you've committed, like find someone as serious and who's like ready, who has that fire, just like you do. And someone who can be grateful for you, who watches you lose. Maybe you lost more weight than them faster than them. Someone who's happy to see that versus jealous and like it's going to make you feel like shit about yourself. Like just finding a genuine fucking love partner. Someone who makes you feel good, someone who's going to say, like, you drank, 2 days ago. I thought we were only drinking once a week. So, like, what are you doing? Call me out.
Totally.
Someone, yeah.
Call me out and be ready to receive because ultimately like we want to get to the next step and taking care of our bodies.
Yeah.
I love that. I have Kaylee as my coach who's not afraid to call me out because she's my best friend and she's 45 minutes away so we don't get to like meet at the gym and work out, but I have a friend here who has been holding me accountable of going to yoga almost every single day, which you
Good.
guys know I'm a yogi, but we go through phases of highs and lows, so it's been super
And your
helpful.
and your partner.
Yes, Matt and I work out at the gym in the mornings. Talk about jealousy and envy, though, you guys, men. And for any men listening, like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like call you out, but you guys you lose weight faster. You show abs. Kaylee could explain the science. I don't give a fuck. All I know is that it's like super upsetting when my partner literally just can work out like twice in the week and he's already back to his six pack and I'm still like grinding for it, but it's fine. Okay.
Men.
Men, man. Just kidding. We love you guys. So I have my coach or my accountability partner, and now they're holding me accountable. I'm working out, goals in the top of my mind. What's next? What's our fourth tip?
So, your fourth tip is finding the diet your body loves.
That word diet scares me. I'm not going to
Yeah,
lie.
let's not use that.
Okay.
I don't want to use that.
Okay.
Finding foods your body loves.
Love it.
Because this,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be on a diet. It should be a lifestyle change,
I
you
love that.
know?
Yes.
So finding foods that your body loves. My body could love white rice and Grace's body could hate white rice. So just understanding what makes you feel like shit and what doesn't.
And not feeling bad about it. Like if I want to have a slice of Ezekiel bread every fucking day, I'm going to have a slice of bread and not like, no, you can't eat, that kind of processed carbs or whatever. Like, no, fuck.
No, that Ezekiel bread is amazing for you. That leads me into like your macros. So, what are macros? Your proteins, your fat, and your carbs. A lot of the fad diets, like keto, they take away your carbs, which I mean, I don't like if whatever. So, carbs are important. They're your
Yes.
sorts of fast energy. That's why I make sure to load up on carbs before the gym. So it's hitting me, it's making my muscles ready. It's restoring all of my glucose, and we are ready to lift some weights. Fats are your long term energy and your brain source. So before you're going to take a test or something, having a good fats, avocado, nuts, all that good stuff Protein is just everyone's fave. Your muscle building, your amino acids. You're going to be fuller longer with protein. And it actually is the one macronutrient that is harder for your body to break down. So it uses more energy to break down, which means your body is running and using more calories to break this down.
Yes, yes. And
Boom.
for my
All three of
veggie,
them are important.
yeah. And
So
for my
eat the
veggie,
bread, eat the rice, eat the potato.
I remember one time someone was trying to tell me that I couldn't have rice, and I am like a sushi addict. I could eat
Yes.
sushi forever, and it's like that's a fucking joke. Like you're not gonna take that away from me. I do like Nigerian sushi, but that's not even a black rice anyway.
Like
So
what? What is it?
like nigiri or sashimi, where it's
Oh, this
the piece
bitch.
of raw. I literally can't get enough. It's so good. Okay, so and when you're finding what works for you, like foods that your body likes, when would you say is the appropriate amount of time to try something before pivoting? So, like, I know you're kind of whatever about like keto, but say like Whole 30, right? Like, I'm trying Whole
Yeah.
30 because I'm trying to, like, detox the body and really jump start my weight loss. How long should I try it before accepting maybe that it's not working for my body?
And Whole 30 is just whole foods, no sugar.
No sugar, no alcohol, no processed food, which I guess goes with sugar. Um, yeah, and there I think there's
Whole 30 sounds amazing.
it's actually really been I've tried it once. Talk about yo-yoing. I personally saw great results on Whole 30, but they weren't talking about like lifestyle, not a diet. It wasn't sustainable for me because once I started eating again, it was like a good detox, but and I didn't crave the crappy food that I was craving before, but I went right back.
So if I want to be crazy, I would say Whole 30 is what we all should aim. Whole 30 is what we all should aim for because these processed foods, the sugar, all of that, it's
I wasn't trying to
practical.
lead this conversation here, you guys. I
Just saying it's practical to not, you don't want any of that shit. So
Yeah, I don't. And I think though too, I maybe would then suggest for people that are interested in it, go look it up, go research it. There's a website, Google it, Whole 30. Maybe do baby steps because there's a lot. So like maybe try one thing at a time, versus doing all at once, or do all at once and go balls to the wall if you're ready.
well, I would say to try adding in versus taking away. So
Yeah,
adding in more greens versus taking away your processed bar that you like.
love it.
Um, but anyways, off track. What was the question?
How long should I be trying something before being like, this isn't like not seeing a change or a notice in my body or how I'm feeling? Because even if I don't wake up
Okay.
and look in the mirror and say, oh my God, I have a six pack, it's like my body feeling better.
Yeah, so I would say about give it maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
I would definitely recommend journaling, like food journaling, if you're just trying to figure out, what your body needs. So eating a meal and then, or actually, let's start with before you eat the meal, have your food journal. How am I feeling? Am I tired? Am I emotional? Am I sad? Am I actually hungry? Is my body like, what does my body feel like before I eat this? And then, so you eat the meal, and then how am I feeling after? How fast did I eat? Like, look at the clock and notice, like, how fast am I eating?
Oh shit.
How do I feel like with this meal? So with a steak and potatoes, how did that make my body feel?
So
One
wait,
through 1 through 10.
are you journaling then before and after you
Yeah.
eat? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're doing this
If
for every meal
yeah, for do it for a couple weeks.
for
Like
the
it's
2 weeks to figure out if your body is like liking something.
yeah, and
Okay.
then you go into elimination diet. So you're
Okay.
taking away some of the things that are making you feel like shit. And this isn't to say like you're going to food journal for the rest of your life,
Right.
but just while you're in this space of trying to find what your body loves, I recommend that.
I mean, that's super smart. It's the same thing what doctors recommend when they're trying to figure out what's going on with your body if you have a new symptom. It's like, we'll
Yeah.
journal when it happens, how long it lasts. So that makes sense to me. I can journal for 2 weeks. I'm here for that.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, so I found the foods that my body likes. I'm rocking and rolling with it. I don't have to journal anymore because it's moving smooth. What's
Yeah.
next?
So finding an exercise that you love for the love of exercise.
For the love of exercise.
So I think everyone knows here that I'm obsessed with resistance training. It's what I teach all of my clients. It's just, I think it's the best fucking workout
So
ever.
Kaylee got me into resistance training, lifting weights. Is that the same thing with
Yeah.
weightlifting? And okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've never seen a change in my body that fast as I did when I started adding weights. And you guys, like, Kaylee would send me baby exercises. Like, it wasn't anything so crazy, but like I have not used these muscles ever. And so it was like trying to do, I think it was with the machine, I was like trying to move my arm from left to right
Hmm.
with weight. And I literally like it was something I had never experienced before. And I
Yeah.
obviously could tell it was going to be a good thing.
And I love like hearing from other women or my clients who text me and are like, oh my God, I went up in weight, or like, oh my God, I feel like whatever, I feel great.
I
So it makes
imagine
me
you
so
with a
happy.
spoonful of peanut butter in your mouth, giggling when I'm like, fuck you, Kaylee. This
I
hurts
moved on to
so bad.
sunflower butter, but I'm trying to stop the nut butter so much because, girl,
We love it.
it's a little cray
Okay.
cray.
Anyway,
Okay, back to what we are talking about.
yeah.
So yeah, if you hate cardio, why are you running on the treadmill for 1700 hours? Like, you're not gonna do it if you hate to do it. So finding something you love.
1,000,000%. My also a hack I found for cardio, you guys, like I mentioned in last season, I've run a marathon, I've run several half marathons, and it's funny because I hate long distance running. Like I fucking hate it, but I love training because it gets me motivated to run. So I've started sprinting, and like I do it once a week, and it's been a game changer because I feel really good sprinting for a minute, walking for 30 seconds, sprinting for a minute, and I can do that for like 30 minutes. And it is,
Yeah,
wow, so fun. So try sprints if you fucking hate cardio, or don't do cardio like Kaylee said. Do what
just
feels
resistance train.
good. Resistance train. Okay. Do you think then if you're like, fuck cardio, I hate running, you'll never get me to do a burpee in my fucking life. Do you
Hmm.
think that you can see weight loss results with just lifting weights?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no,
100%. Yeah.
so
My
many
girls
people.
lose, like, I have one client who's lost a good amount of weight and she only was walking for 30 minutes for 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So she lost like over 15 pounds just resistance
Damn.
training.
Damn.
Like, it's everything. Like, I wish I could, like, there's this girl at the gym who like does only elliptical and she's like breathing really hard and like she's on there for like, so my workouts are usually 45 minutes and she's on there from the time I get there to from the time I leave, and I just want to like tap her
Shit.
on the shoulder and be like, come resistance train with me.
You should
So
be like, hey, I see you're so committed to working out. Just letting you know I'm a personal health coach. If you ever want, I'm gonna get you to lift some
it's
fucking
just like
weight.
I've been there, like I've been that person, and
Same.
like I just am like, no, we're supposed to
Same.
feel good during our workouts, you know.
I literally posted on my Instagram story a photo of some weights and like just was giving Kaylee a little shout out for like introducing me to weights.
Thank
The
you.
amount of people that responded to that story, it was like the most responses I've ever had to any of my stories. I'm not an influencer by any means,
Aww.
but seriously, I think it's just really inspiring to people to like, especially for women, because it feels very heavy testosterone centric around the weights. And so it feels
Mm-hmm.
incredibly motivating to learn what you're supposed to be doing and have that guidance from a coach, which is why I think if you have the finances to invest in a trainer or a coach, you really will see the benefits. I mean, because I had to learn how to do this shit. And once
Yeah.
you learn, it's not as intimidating to walk over to the weights and just pick it up and do my fucking thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
No.
I was just gonna plug myself here. Like, I can totally make workout plans and explain to you what you need to do. So if you do experience gym anxiety, which I've been there, just having a plan of like Grace said, like knowing what you need to do when you go in there, I
You
feel like it
guys,
makes.
Kaylee not only showed me what to do with everything, and we were doing this virtually. This wasn't an in-person session. She also created links for like videos for me to watch of how people were doing it with like the correct form and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything was so easy to be like, oh, okay, like I can do that. That's not hard. This doesn't feel like a foreign language, which I think sometimes, especially in the weight training, resistance training, it feels like that for certain people, like myself.
Yeah. All of my clients are virtual. Like I do everything online because I mean, it works best for me. It's how I learned. It's how my coach does it for my competing. So definitely a go.
Okay,
It's a
so
go.
then I have a selfish personal question.
Okay.
Do you think it's important if you're looking for results? Do you think it's important to provide your body a variety and like the types of exercises that you're doing, or can you find something that you love and like jam with it?
So I guess it depends on your goals. If you're maintaining, um, I think going in there and doing the same thing for like 6 weeks is okay as long as you're kind of progressing in the weights. If you're trying to drop body fat, maybe that workout looks different. If you're trying to gain a lot of muscle, that your workout might look different. So I think it just kind of depends on your goals.
Okay. Just another example and reason why having a coach or trainer is incredibly valuable so they can customize shit for you.
And teach you.
Teach you. Yeah. Okay. So I've added in the good foods. I found the exercise I love. What's our sixth
You're
step?
cruising
I'm
then.
cruising, girl. Hey.
Okay, so tip 6, and this is what's helped me, and this goes back to like the mindset, is creating your night and morning routine. Everyone who knows me knows like a bitch is strict on her nighttime routine.
She
Like,
gets really, really pissed off when she can't honor her nighttime routine. She'll do it, but
I'll
she
do
just
it.
she gets cranky about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I have to have my nighttime routine because yeah, I'm just a do person. I gotta
Totally.
just,
Totally.
so night and morning routine
Break it down.
to keep everything in schedule. So what I do is I fill up my half gallon. I got it right here.
She's showing everyone her beautifully pink half gallon.
And I do that in the morning. Then I put it in the fridge. I have all my supplements in one container. I recently added a full spectrum light to get my cortisol levels high in the morning, or
Can
like
you
naturally high in the
explain to
morning.
people what a full spectrum light is?
So I wake up before the sun. So I like to have that just to get my body's natural cortisol levels to start like elevating and doing my body what it needs to do because I can't go outside in the sun because it's not out yet.
So it's
But
literally just a light you put your face in front of.
yeah, and I take my supplements and I do all that. I'll go meditate in my our little office room and I'll pull a card. I'll write in my journal. I get ready for the gym. I have my pre-workout meal and then I head to the gym and that's every morning. And then at night, I make sure, I do my skincare routine. And I've done this since before I lost my 42 pounds, was getting my workout clothes and putting them right by the sink before I brush my teeth so I can see it. I go pee, I walk right by them, like they're there. So I'm going to put them on. And if
Yeah.
I'm having them on, I'm going to the gym. So just making sure that's, right in front of me. I'll have my magnesium drink at night and my fiber and my greens.
Holy fuck. Okay. Backing up because I want all the details. What are the supplements that you're taking? Are these supplements you could recommend to everyone? Do you learn about these supplements through your blood work, through your trainer? Can you break that down for us?
So supplements I recommend for everyone that I take every day and have been is omega-3, anti-inflammatory. Our standard American diet is very high in omega-6.
Mhm.
So making sure you are supplementing with omega-3 to help that inflammation. Brain development and your cardiovascular health, it benefits as well. Probiotics, I've been taking these since the beginning, good bacteria. It's going to help your digestive system, your gut immune function, your cardiovascular health, your skin. And I use the Seed brand because if you go on their website, they explain to you, like, a lot of people may not know this, but like you have to have a capsule that's going to survive your like digestive system.
Yeah.
So, looking at what brand and making sure they have like a good capsule to survive and get it to where it needs to go.
PSA, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but that was one of the craziest things I've learned. If you are getting a supplement or a pill that has to live in your refrigerator or in a cooled environment, that is a key indicator that it will not survive the heat of your internal body to reach it to your stomach, your gut. So don't waste your
Yeah.
money. Next.
Yeah. Do your research on like your companies and make sure they have a good capsule that can survive your bod. Right now I'm taking B6 for my immunity and nervous system. I'm taking B12 for my red blood cell energy and mood, because y'all know a bitch is like moody. I take DHA it's produced in your adrenal glands. It's converted to estrogen and test.
Okay.
So this will enhance memory, helps my libido, diminishes wrinkles, and increases energy.
Oh my God. Anything that diminishes
DHEA.
wrinkles, let's fucking
Yeah.
take it.
And then zinc is an antioxidant enzyme, brain function, and immunity. So this supports your T4 to converting to T3. And T3 was what I was low in on my last blood work. So I got zinc and selenium to help me convert my T4 to T3.
I
So I
love
take those.
Brazil nuts also have a high concentration of selenium. So if you want to pop a couple Brazil nuts for your selenium, that works. But
Yes, they're so expensive
they're
though.
expensive and you got to be careful because they go bad, they expire quickly. And so they can be incredibly toxic for the body if you eat
Oh,
them
great.
too late. So a selenium supplement might be a better bet, but if you're into
Yeah,
nuts, that's an option.
I might try that though. I've never
Yeah,
tried them. I just heard a lot about
they're
it.
actually really yummy.
Okay, essential amino acids is what I take during my workout. So your body, amino acids, building blocks of protein and muscle. The nine, um, the nine essential amino acids your body can't produce, so you have to eat them. You can get them in supplementation or beef, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy, soy, quinoa, buckwheat. Google it.
Giggle it.
Essential amino acids.
Yeah.
And then I do my creatine during my workout. So I'll mix my essential amino acids, creatine, and glutamine while I work out. My creatine hydrates my muscles. My glutamine helps recovery and gut health. My nighttime magnesium.
Holy fuck.
70% of people are deficient in magnesium. So get your magnesium on. There's a lot of different ones. Magnesium glycinate promotes muscle relaxation, and that's the one I take. But there's a lot of different magnesiums. So if you're taking it, look on the back and like Google which magnesium it is, because there's a shit ton.
Okay.
Sorry
Okay.
if that was a lot.
No, I was gonna say we're gonna write that all down. So you can go over and review. Or I hope you're with a pencil and pad right now taking notes because Kaylee's supplement routine is fucking insane. So I guess basic question is,
It
did
was a
you
build.
that
I
you
was just
literally
gonna
read my
say,
mind?
oh my god, twins. I was just gonna say it was a buildup. So I started with omegas, um, magnesium, I think, and a probiotic. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
and a
So
protein powder because meeting your
your body
protein
needed
goal.
it. So
Yeah.
I think then too, like when we talked about food, finding foods that you like, I think this is a great opportunity when you said add things in versus subtracting them to
Mm-hmm.
start adding them in gradually into your routine and to your diet.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think of the list of, I don't even want to count however many you said. I think I do like 3 or 4. So we're gonna baby start our way into that.
Definitely just add in, I would say, like all the other ones, whatever. The most one that I am obsessed with is the omega 3.
Omega 3s. Yeah. I mean, it's like the power food, right? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be so good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your routine is obviously very attainable for you, as because you become super disciplined about it. But what are tips and tricks you use, micro things you do to remain disciplined? And when you can't stick to your routine, like we talked about, and you get all pissy, how do you successfully pivot?
So my route, if I can't stick to my routine, I do things like I have, okay, let me back up first,
Okay.
actually. So whenever I feel emotional, and I think I've said this before, but I'm an emotional eater. So like when I'm the kids are like driving me crazy and there's like a lot of chaos in the house, I can like feel it more than the other people. Like if there's TV on and all this stuff, like it makes me super anxious and I want a snack.
Mhm.
So when that happens, I'll either leave the house or I just get rid of all my trigger foods, my trigger snack foods, because the likelihood of me getting into the car to go get my chocolates is
Slim.
probably not going to happen.
Yeah. I love it.
So,
You guys, this just reminded me of a story. When I was a kid, I'd been in like sixth or seventh grade, maybe. We had a nutritionist come in and they talked to us about aspartame and how aspartame is in everything. It's a chemical. It leads to cancers, amongst other things. And I went home that day and I looked on the back of every single food item in our pantry and I threw it away. Both my parents worked too. So I threw everything out while they were out. And when they got home, I was so proud to tell them about it. And they were so fucking pissed because obviously I was so wasteful to throw away like all the Pop Tarts, the Coke Zeros.
oh my God, you're such a good kid.
I was so into it at the time.
Being like, no,
I was like, we're not doing this anymore. We're killing ourselves. My parents were like, you need to chill out. Anyway, okay. So
refer to Going Toxless
yeah,
from
refer
season one.
to going Douglas. I love it. All right. We are creating our morning and nighttime routines. We've got those kind of set. And what is our seventh tip into our weight loss journey?
So, setting yourself up for success, making sure you're eating nutritious, like dense meals versus having like a protein bar. Like, have the big nutritious meal versus a processed food. Um, and then bulking your protein is something that I do, or even just like, I feel like everyone knows like your individual meals. Um, if you have a super busy schedule and have like the means to hire a someone who's going to prep your meals for you, there's so many that like ship all over. So would recommend that.
Yeah, I love that because I'm going to speak from the perspective of someone who works a highly stressful, fast paced job. I am 20 times more likely to not pick up something processed and have the broccoli with the quinoa
Yeah.
and whatever if I made it the night before, even if I have it like cut and ready to cook. Like
Yeah.
the idea of taking out a cutting board and doing the whole thing, it's like too much. If I have things ready, it's good. My partner recently started doing meal preps for lunch actually to save money because he was having to go out to eat every day for lunch. He didn't have a kitchen in his office. And it's so funny because he comes home like ready to eat again because it's portioned. And I'm like, oh, look at that. It's also good for your health. So set up for
Yes.
success. Okay. Final tip of the day. We're set up for success. What are we doing?
So, one of the things I did starting my journey was cutting out alcohol and weed. Honestly, I didn't smoke, but like just the CBD or whatever, we would do like the whatever. So, cutting all of
Same.
that out because okay, well, for alcohol, it could cause hormone imbalance. And so like for women, this affects your period. Your
Level.
liver is processed your hormones. So when we drink, it has to make a decision like, am I going to do that or am I going to get rid of this poison in your body? And it's going to always pick getting rid of poison.
Yeah.
um and I loved my wine, and I learned that wine increases estrogen by 10% just by one glass.
Interesting.
um so if you do have a family history of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, endometriosis or fibroids. I can't talk
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
That's something to just watch out for. And then it also will deplete your magnesium, which magnesium helps decrease your PMS symptoms. So
I
one drink a day can actually increase your PMS symptoms by decrease increase your
yeah.
PMS symptoms by up to 45%.
The fuck ton. That's almost half. But also, I found it interesting because I went and did some research into the studies of people say, a glass of wine a night can be beneficial to your health. And I wanted to understand why. What's interesting, and I think trips people up because we live in the great state of Texas, hun. Like Texas sized pores are everything. For
Yeah.
women specifically, the study only applies to, I think it was like four, it might have been six. It was between 4 to 6 ounces. I encourage everyone to take a measuring cup and actually measure that. It is significantly smaller than you think. So I
Yeah.
think even from that perspective, we're consuming too much in general.
Yeah.
And so I think it's super admirable that you're able to cut it out. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're someone that wants to start and going cold turkey is just like scary to you, literally measure it and see really how much you're supposed to be having. You were gonna, it blew my brain. I was like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah.
wow, that's crazy.
And yeah, but to be honest, like I didn't really cut it out for these reasons. Like now that I know a little bit more, it's terrible for your gut health and all
Yeah,
that shit. But I really cut it out because one, the empty calories.
yeah.
I couldn't do that when I was prepping for a show. And two, a bitch just hungry when she's drunk.
Girl,
Like,
yes.
so I'm off season right now. So I was able to enjoy a couple glasses of wine at girls' night. I had 4 glasses of wine because
Yeah,
Buzz Kaylee was like, get me another one. I never
yeah.
do this. And I got home and I ate my kids' Halloween candy. And I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? I felt like shit. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm not drinking until like I need to keep my eye on the prize. I want to stay lean before my prep. So just in that aspect. And then like CBD or marijuana, you get hungry.
You do. You do.
And
And it's
that was really
ultimate.
the ultimate reason I cut, to be honest. But,
Yeah. I
obviously there's other benefits.
totally. And I found it interesting. I learned recently, and I've already known this, people with anxiety like myself I've enjoyed weed for a very long time. Since I was like 16 years old, I've partaken in weed. And I used to say I'd use it for my anxiety. But what happens when you use cannabis is that it actually like hyper focuses on one specific thing, right? And so if you smoke weed when you're anxious, really all you're doing is hyper focusing on your anxiety because that's what's at the forefront of your mind. So it actually can lead to panic attacks versus the opposite, which is a common misconception, I think, when enjoying. But I love Kaylee, like, I know you cut everything for prep for your show, but like special occasions obviously call for special occasions, and you're not
Yeah.
afraid to like enjoy and partake in a glass of wine or,
Yeah.
a night
I'm
out.
not sober by any means, but I will drink probably like once every 3 months.
Yeah.
And that's like if I'm in off season. If I'm on prep, it's probably like 24 weeks of grinding. So,
Totally.
yeah.
Totally. Okay. So for people that want to begin cutting back, we kind of touched on this, but
Mm-hmm.
what are some alternatives you could suggest? And this could be activities or products or just things that you did that helped you go cold turkey. I know you had a wild ass determination, which not everyone can
Yeah.
have that willpower.
Pivotal kind of mindset, but I would say limit yourself to once a week or
Yeah.
twice a week.
Yeah.
And start there. Also, they make like those cool drinks now. I've never tried them, but you've tried the
Yeah.
recess. Is it recess
It
one?
was yeah, they like Katy Perry came out with one too. It's called
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
Soy. I think it's good. I honestly though, I kind of felt like it was a waste of my calories to drink the
Oh
non-alcoholic
shit.
ones. Not that they're high in calories.
Oh.
Um, I really like making mocktails.
Mm,
I think it's fun to go on Pinterest and find a mocktail recipe and make it with like a fancy rim or peel or something. I like the idea of having something in my hand to drink.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. What's hardest to me is being in a social situation when everyone is drinking and not having something in my hand. And I'm
Yeah.
twice as likely to eat because I have nervous energy. I have social anxiety, which is
Yeah.
funny because, I've learned, Kaylee actually taught me I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert, which is what I always
Totally.
thought that I was. But yeah, I think researching the alternatives. There's also that what is it? It's not fly high. But people have been partaking in kava more often,
I
which
don't know
is
about that.
kava
Yeah.
is a ground root. It's natural, but when you mix it with water, you can kind of make a drink. People have tried to make concoctions to make it taste better because it really does taste like dirt and shit. But it will give you that euphoric feeling, kind of like being high without actually being high. I just want to warn people, obviously, be careful with the amount of consumption you take because they have come out with studies that saying an over consumption of kava, this root, can lead to kidney issues. You
Oh,
do
great.
not want to fuck up your kidneys.
You can't take that then.
No, I cannot. I literally absolutely cannot.
Yeah.
Kidney shit.
No.
Okay. So, final tip of the day. What do you got for us?
Final tip is when you go off track, because weight loss or whatever journey you may be on is not going to be just a straight line and, no divots. Like it's gonna be up and down.
Yeah.
So forgive yourself. Like I forgave myself when I ate all that candy and had 4 glasses of wine and I turned around and I had a badass workout
Yeah.
and I was like, ooh, I felt like shit. I'm not gonna do that again. Not drinking until after my shows.
Yeah.
So just forgiving yourself, being like, okay, that this is normal. You're a normal human. Don't make a bad day into a bad week or a bad week into a bad month. Like just forgive yourself. Don't quit. Like that's the biggest thing I tell myself every day. If I'm quitting, I'm never going to get there. So don't fucking quit. No matter how bad you fucked up, keep going.
So, do you think there's a benefit in me like saying out loud to myself in the mirror, Grace, you beautiful fuck, I forgive you for
Hell
what you did
yeah.
last night? Okay.
Yeah.
I, okay, I'm gonna practice that saying it in the
The way
mirror.
you talk to yourself is everything. It's in, it's everything. The way you
Totally.
talk to yourself is everything. So be super cautious about like what you're saying to yourself.
You know what's funny too? I was having a conversation. I'm really good at pointing out when other people are negatively talking about themselves. I'm really bad at catching myself do it. So I think that's another key thing to have in your friends and
Hmm.
accountability partners. If you hear me saying something bad about myself, Kaylee will correct me all the time. She's like, "No, you're perfect." Like, "No, you're not saying that to yourself. You're amazing."
Yeah.
What does resetting then look like for you if you get off track? Like, how do you practice resetting?
Forgiving yourself. So let's just use that example of the candy I ate. I woke up sober and a little hungover. And I was like, I text my coach and I told her what happened. I posted on Instagram.
Accountability, one. You
So
held
I said,
yourself
yeah, I
accountable.
texted my coach and I said, I'm pumping water today, about to go get a badass lift. I'm not going to drink until after my show because, you know, I, I felt like shit and I
Yeah.
don't trust drunk Kaylee.
Yeah.
When, when sober Kaylee has, higher self Kaylee has goals, sober Kaylee has goals. Like, so just, be accountable, have a partner to tell you like you're a human bitch, keep going, you got this. um you know Realize that you fucked up, try not to do it again, just keep going, keep grinding, like go do your favorite workout split. So like you like legs, go hit your leg workout for that day, do something that's going to make you feel good.
I love that. I also think it's incredibly important, all of the steps and tips that you've given us, because if you think about it, if your mind isn't right, step one, then
Yeah.
when you're having to do this practice of not thinking in an all or nothing mentality, but really saying like, it's okay, you fucked up, we're going to
Hmm.
start fresh from here on, like you're not going to be able to do that without a strong mind, because I think that's
Yeah.
where a lot of people quit. It's when you're going strong and then you have a downfall and then you don't want to get back up.
Yeah. and you're like, fuck this is too hard, I'm over it. But think about how it's going to feel once you reach your goal. Like,
Right.
there's nothing like that feeling. You don't have to. And there was something that stuck with me in the beginning of my journey was someone said, like, you don't, I think it was Gabby Bernstein, you don't have to, the story you're telling yourself of who you are doesn't have to be who
Truth.
you are or how you're, yeah, it doesn't have to be truth.
Yeah.
So rewrite your story. Become whoever the fuck you want to become. Do good in the world and like send out love, send out good vibes, and fucking grind. Put your head down and grind
I
because you
love
can
that.
fucking do
The
this.
fucking do it.
You can do it.
Okay, so it's our new year, new me mentality. We're walking into 2023 mentally,
Oh my God, 2023.
emotionally, physically stronger than we've ever been. We're going to start with these steps and we're going to make them, they're super tangible. Thank you, Kaylee. Like, I really do feel like the ones I haven't already implemented, I'm like ready to fucking go conquer.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Keep me updated.
I
I'll be your
definitely will.
accountability.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, so we're going to go to something we're going to start doing for funsies every episode, right?
Yes.
Can we say that? Okay,
Yeah.
action step. So make a night or morning habit.
Yes. We're going to add in a nighttime or a morning habit based off of Kaylee's 55-step morning and nighttime routine. Thank you for fucking sharing.
I
Um,
also apologize for the long list of supplements I
no,
take. I don't
we
want anyone to be overwhelmed about it.
no, I think people need to know. I
Yeah.
appreciate how granular you got with that because I was super curious about, like you say, supplements. And I know you have, like, she takes pictures on for her Instagram and it's like a 55,000 things. So I'm like, what is that? Okay. So for making a night or morning habit, can you give some examples of like what people could begin to do?
Okay, so some examples: putting your gym clothes out by whatever you pass through, whether that be like the kitchen. I do it in the bathroom because I go pee in the morning. What else? Oh, lemon water, warm lemon water. That's going to help you detox. It's going to help your digestive system in the morning. You could add that. What's something you want to add?
So I have two things I've picked out that I'm really excited about doing. First thing in the morning, I'm gonna have a gallon jug and have it filled
Oh,
so I can
yeah.
so
That's a
I
good
can
one.
use that throughout my day. And then for my nighttime habit, I actually am gonna set an alarm for, I think I want to do 9 o'clock. And 9 o'clock is gonna be when I get off my phone, when I start
Ooh,
reading, when I do my stretching before bed. That's when I start the nighttime routine. Because
love
the
it.
problem for me is that I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, but like I just wait too late and then it's like I don't have the time. I'm so exhausted. I don't do a nighttime routine. So alarm is in the phone to trigger me. It's the trigger for the action, which we talked about
Yes.
prior. So I'm excited about that.
Love it.
So
Love
we
it.
want you guys to do an action step, build a habit into the morning and into the night, and freaking DM us. We're going to be posting about this episode all week. Comment on our post, tell us what you've added. We like can't wait to hear it. Give us some ideas if you have something unique that we haven't mentioned.
Ooh, yeah, I would love to hear. Yeah, we would love to hear from y'all. Seriously.
Okay.
Happy
I'm
fucking 2023.
happy
Happy
2023.
season 2,
Yes.
episode 1
I'm
or episode
giddy.
12,
It's episode 12 technically, but season 2, episode 1 is whatever you want to say.
whatever. Whatever.
I'm freaking giddy to be back. I know you are too. Like beyond excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope this was just the motivation you needed to get started on your goals. I mean, even if it's just to maintain physical wellness, we have to start by getting the body right, and we're
Mhm.
going to conquer the mind and our emotions and all that good stuff too.
Yeah. DM me if you have any questions.
Kaylee,
We're on the figuring it out.
where can people find you in regards to seeking out like personal coaching?
Oh, KayleeFitHorn.com. And then also, if you go to the Figuring It Out with Grace and Kay Instagram, that's linked in our notes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We're on my Instagram and Grace's Instagram are in the bio. So do that. And then I almost forgot. I
Yeah.
wanted to show our coffee cup. We're supposed to do this
Oh,
in the beginning.
I
So
haven't.
I chose,
We're fighting
it's
over who
my
can go
turn.
first. Let's switch
I
it around.
chose the Grinch cup that says down every who down in Whoville likes Christmas a lot because I love Christmas.
That's so
What
cute.
did you choose, Grace?
I have a cactus with a star because I'm a little, desert girl now. I don't
Love
know
it.
if you notice my background. I love little earthy things. So
The cutest. It's a
thank,
vibe. You can go
thank
first next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed listening and or watching. Thanks for joining our
Yeah.
YouTube channel. We appreciate you all, and we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesdays. Okay. We love you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.